moves we see at all levels. Good timing. Absolutely superb. And amazing flexibility, great balance. Incredible right at the end there. Lovely pictures of slow motion here. Hello and a very warm welcome to the final day of the World Cup in artistic swimming in Montpellier, France. Montpellier, nicknamed Gifted due to its rich culture and wonderful climate. And we've certainly seen gifted and talented athletes competing in the first 2 days. Now we move on to the final day's events. I'm Andrea Holland, and I'll be talking you through all of the action. So today's schedule, we'll be starting with the mixed free teams shortly, and then later in the day we will have the mixed free duets, the acrobatic teams, and the gala. So the mixed free teams, there's 8 competing altogether, and they can have a maximum of 8 swimmers in each team. A lot of them will be showing a premiere of their new routines under the new rules. Each routine, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. And within that, 11 hybrids, 7 free hybrids, and 4 team acros. So there aren't any technical required elements today. It's all about the free hybrids and the team acrobatic moves. The judging, there's 2 panels, one panel looking at the elements, the execution of that, the other panel looking at the artistic impression. So the choreography, the musicality, the transitions and the presentation. Under the new rules, we also have technical controllers looking at the difficulty and also looking at the synchronization. The coaches have to complete their coach's card at least 4 hours before the start of the competition, and the difficulty technical controllers will be reviewing those and making sure that all the movements are exactly as per that coach's card. If they're not, then they do revert to a base mark score for that particular element, and the base mark is based on time underwater and the number of movements within that hybrid. On the synchronization, they will be looking for small, obvious and major errors. If they see a small error, that will be a 0.1 deduction, an obvious error 0.5 and a major 3 points. So let's hope we don't see any of those. And that is deducted from the overall element score. I hope I'm not confusing you too much. There is a lot to think about. Well, to be honest, there's a lot to think about for everybody involved in the sport, because the new rules only came into force this year. We've only had 1 World Cup with the new rules, which was a few weeks ago in Canada, in Markham. This is the second of the 3 World Cups. The next one will be in Egypt next weekend, before the finalists go to the super final in Spain at the beginning of June. A fantastic number of entries into this World Cup. It really has been exceptional, and so many nations using it as an opportunity to try out their routines for the first time and see how they compare with other countries that perhaps they competed very closely with in the past. A lot of emphasis on difficulty. I think it's good that they do have assigned difficulty, but it's important that there is just as much focus on the artistic impression as well, to get as much variation in the performance. So today in the team free. As I say, there will be 11, in inverted commas, hybrids, 7 free hybrids, and 4 acrobatic moves. The acrobatic moves have more definition behind them as well, and they're divided into different groups. So they have the construction, and they can have the airborne, which is a featured swimmer in the air. They can go for balance, which is performed on a support base. So that could be like on a stack. I will chat you through this, don't worry, when we get to it. They can have combined of a few of the different types, or they can have platform, which was probably the original way that we used to do the acrobatic moves, with one swimmer horizontal, being lifted by the others, and one person standing on their back, or indeed 2 if that's the way they want to go. So when they're coaching and choreographing these acrobatic moves now, they really have to look at the construction of the routine or the move around those 4 different areas. They also need to think about the direction, the position of the athletes, especially the flyer or the performer on top, whether, for example, whether they're in a tuck or a pike when they're doing the moves. The plane as well, the degree of the rotation, whether it's sideways, forwards, backwards. So an awful lot to think about, and it all has to be written down on these coaches' cards for the degree difficulty to be assigned. So from the information I have here, and it could have been slightly updated since then, it looks like Japan, who are swimming last, have the highest degree difficulty for their routine at a massive 40.75. That is huge for a degree difficulty. But what they need to do is absolutely make sure that they do the routine exactly as the coach's card. Otherwise, they will go to base mark on one of the scores. So there's a risk in going for a very high degree difficulty. But they're also very established in the sport, have done incredibly well over so many years, very precise with all their moves. Acrobatic moves we see at all levels. Good timing. Absolutely superb. And amazing flexibility, great balance. Incredible right at the end there. Lovely pictures of slow motion here. So welcome to the free team session at the World Cup in Montpellier, the 3rd day of the World Cup. It's been absolutely fascinating the first couple of days, particularly seeing how the new rules are being embedded. But now we move on to the free teams. Each routine, 3 minutes 30, and within that 11 hybrids, 7 free hybrids and 4 team acrobatic moves. No required elements, so it is completely a free choreography for the coaches.
J'appelle l'équipe numéro 1 représentant le Kazakhstan. Introducing team number 1 from Kazakhstan.
And leading the way, the 8 teams that are competing, is Kazakhstan. Finished 12th in the technical event yesterday. Starting with a difficulty of around 34.65, and the theme of their music And the music is Viana from the movie. Just 10 seconds allowed once the whistle goes, and straight into the first acrobatic balance move on a stack. Lovely and high, slightly unbalanced. Look for some travel in this hybrid. We'll get bonus points for that. Has to be more than 1 meter. Full coverage, very important, helps with the artistic impression score. Bonus marks for all 8 being in time with each other. Four different types of rotations from level 3 up to 7, maximum of 9 on those levels. Beautiful. Very nice on the second acro move. Just a few timing errors coming into it. They need to really keep the synchronization. Another airborne jump acro move. They build to the final free hybrid. Free difficulty 4.65. Well, for a more inexperienced team, I think that was a good swim. Nobody likes to swim first. There were some synchronization errors, so the technical controllers that you can see at the bottom of your screen there will be reviewing that. When it comes to the synchronization, the technical controllers, 2 controllers have to agree and press the button at the same time. So they have a green button for the small deductions, orange for an obvious deduction, and red for major, but the timing has to be the same. Also, if there are a few errors within a 0.5 second range, it will only count as 1 error. But on a spin, for instance, for each half rotation they do, it counts as 1 error. So there are so many rules in place, so much for the coaches to think about, and also the technical controllers who are being trained on this throughout the year to get used to the new system. But this was really nice for the level that they are. some teams you will see would be higher on the leg, but the control was good. A nice choreography with some fabulous acrobatic moves. So a total score 329.0. Difficulty 34.10.
J'appelle l'équipe numéro 2 représentant Israël. Introducing team number 2 from Israel.
Next to swim, the team from Israel in this mixed team free final. The theme of their routine is Japan, which should go down well at the World Championships in Fukuoka in July. Straight away setting up for the acrobatic move. Wonderful height. Coaches in the background really appreciated that. Straight into a thrust level 9, very difficult to do. Very steady when 2 legs out the water. Different approach will be on the next acrobatic move. Balance and stack. Very nice connected actions there. This is a combination as she leaps forward onto the legs of the other swimmer. That is supported action. Lovely timing. Beautiful choreography. Onto the platform. That didn't go quite as intended. Slightly fell backwards. Still managed to get through it though. Exceptional musicality. Very good performance there from the team from Israel. Transitions between the hybrids, really well synchronized. Innovative movements. Within the hybrids themselves, there was quite a lot of repetition of rotations and then bringing the legs down, rotation, bring the legs down, rotation, bring the legs down. And we're finding that with a lot of the routines at the moment because they get such high difficulty for the rotations and the risk in that. But the artistic impression judges, they need to be looking at the routine to see if it is too repetitive or whether there is a good balance of different types of moves within those hybrids. They started with a difficulty score of around 37.15, which would be the second highest. It has been known for coaches to change it pretty much at the last minute, and Israel are known for doing that as well this year. So, but it will be around that anyway. Fabulous. Coached by Larissa Kunin, Valeria Aprieleva. 5th at the European Championships last year, 10th at the World Championships, working very hard at the moment to take part in the European Games taking place in Poland in June, followed by the World Championships. The aim this year is to make the finals in those World Championships, but great opportunity for us to see their new routine. They're really nice and steady and pretty high on the leg, on the holds. If you're mid-thigh, that would be worth around about 8.5, 9 from the judges. First place at the moment, 357, 9230.
Voici le score total de ce ballet, 357 points, 9230. J'appelle l'équipe numéro 3, représentant l'Italie. Introducing team number 3 from Italy.
Now we have the team from Italy. Finished 8th in the technical yesterday. And this is their interpretation of the transformation. They've set their goal, well, not that high. Their goal is no base marks. Good goal to have this year, probably. Straight into an airborne jump. Straight body. Going for the bonus marks on that. Very good travel. Bonuses for angles as well. Synchronization controllers looking at the synchronization, the timing and of the moves. Wonderful musicality. Balance stack, nicely controlled. Bonuses for the grip as well, holding the hands. Very quickly into the connected. And a lovely leap forward supported by the spotter. Wonderful. Fantastic balance on that stack. Timing issues on the transition. Really good travel. Great performance there from the team from Italy. Very powerful and intense at time. Certainly energetic throughout. Just a few errors on the synchronization. But overall, a very good performance. I'm noticing compared with previous years, with these new rule changes, you do get a lot more of the whole team doing the same hybrid, being synchronized rather than 4 and 4 or 2 and 2 and 2, because you get bonus marks if it's all 8 synchronized together. It's wonderful to be able to see this setup. Never touching the bottom of the pool. It is 3 meters deep here, so we have plenty of room. But wonderful. Well rehearsed, considering it's fairly early in the year for these new routines under the new rules. Coached by Giovanni Belando, Joey Panagnella, and choreographed by Anastasia Yermakova. Who choreographed to the one from Kazakhstan as well. Look at the power that's needed in this stack. The support underneath and the control that's needed by the performer at the top. The speed of movement. But there were errors right at the end there, so that will be reviewed. And remember, if it's considered that they didn't do the routine as per the coach's card, then for that hybrid it would go down to a base mark. Back flexibility. Yeah, just a few errors on the synchronization as we get to see these scores. These scores are provisional and they will be confirmed, the final scores, at the end. So a little bit of a delay, and if there's a delay, it's often because the technical controllers are reviewing and coming to an agreement on whether any of the hybrids need to go to base mark, and also reviewing the synchro error score, the synchronization errors. That score comes off the elements, so we don't see that separated out. Maybe we will in the future, but at the moment it's just deducted from the elements score. It certainly feels like there is a technical review at the moment. Italy have exceptional results over the years. Junior World Championships recently, get a bronze. There's so much talent coming through. Second at the Europeans last year at seniors, and fifth in the world and at the last Olympics. Now in training for the European Games taking place in June. We're all very much looking forward to that too. My apologies for this slight delay. So important though that the scores are correct. Great to see so many people coming to watch these team free finals. This pool has capacity for 1,500 spectators, so it's a tremendous facility for this World Cup. 345.1329 provisional score, 33.87 degree difficulty as per the coach's card.
J'appelle l'équipe numéro 4 représentant la Slovaquie. Introducing team number 4 from Slovakia.
Now we present the team from Slovakia, about to walk onto the stage. A more inexperienced team, 13th in the technical event yesterday. This is their fight of gods. They're going to be starting with 2 of the team acrobatic moves. The first one will be a balance one. Balance lift. The second one represents the birth of Poseidon, god of the sea. 1.5 rotations, and the coaches loved it. Arms need to be synchronized. Oh dear, one of the athletes just losing the timing there. Nerves can affect it on the day. A nice cadence move. Lovely change there, the musicality. Very nice choreography. Bonuses for angles. Slightly falling forward on the balance stack. Lovely back pike somersaults, 1.5 rotations. form weight level 6 there out of 7. Well, apart from one of the hybrids, I felt overall the execution of the hybrids was pretty good when it came to the synchronization of them. The arms, I felt, was what needed a little bit more work when it came to the timing of it. I think it's a challenging routine for them, and that's really good. And I can see that the coaches have been really pushing them, and that's nice to see. They're a very young team. They're training for the European Junior Championships this year. And, well, I mentioned nerves throughout the performance, and as an ex-swimmer myself, I know even just for solo, no matter how experienced you get, nerves come into it, and somehow in a team it's worse, because if you make a mistake you feel like you're letting your teammates down. But it can happen to anybody, and nobody ever feels like that. But maybe these new rules do add to the pressure as well, in that if you do make a mistake in a hybrid, then you know that you'll go to base mark. But pressure is not a bad thing. It's character building.
These routines and the technical review, we kindly ask you to wait for the scores.
Yes, as expected, technical review.
Nous vous demandons quelques instants avant l'annonce des scores. Cette équipe de Slovaquie est entraînée par Monika Tolmireva.
They're doing some really fast movements here. Just need to get the clarity behind that. Watch those vertical lines, body alignment. But there was a lot I liked about the routine. The transitions were good, plenty of variety as well. Choreographed by Carla Rodriguez Vargas, coached by Monika Thuringerova. Slovakia, as a nation, getting more and more experienced in artistic swimming. Juniors finished 9th at the Junior World Championships and 6th actually in the Youth World Championships. So have a lot of depth, which is really good to see. It's the first major international competition for this particular team, so many congratulations to them. They will be reviewing it, I'm sure, in their training sessions afterwards, frame by frame, to look at the synchronization. Building on the execution as well. The coach card was difficulty of 25.55. Standing, waiting patiently to see whether the DD, the degree difficulty, has changed or not. But also, of course, looking at the synchronization, the technical controllers. They've had such a busy time here over the last few days. Everybody behind the scenes working incredibly hard to embed these new rules and make sure there is fairness for every single one of these athletes. 3 meters deep, the pool. You can see the 2 underwater speakers in the background. What a wonderful facility.
111.3561 for artistic.
So difficulty down slightly puts them in fourth place. 2:08.0061. That's a provisional score.
De Slovaquie, 208.61. 0061. J'appelle l'équipe numéro 5 représentant la Thaïlande. Introducing team number 5 from Thailand.
Another young team from Thailand. They're here because they want to show their potential, to build their confidence. As you can see, it is a mixed team now. And men also allowed to compete in the Olympics. 2 per team. The theme of their routine is Naruto, a ninja in training. Nice combined acrobatic move to start. Swimming very close together, that's good. Showing strong airborne weight. Good travel in the hybrid for bonuses. Transitions, not synchronized. Good height at the end there. Airborne jump sideways in the pike. 1 rotation. Presentation. Keeping those lines really clean. Really nicely into the circle. Well, the theme certainly came through in that performance. The ninja in training. a lot of real positives when it came to the choreography and the musicality. From a presentation point of view, I would like to see them working harder on their exhibitor as they advance in the sport. They're all very, very young, so I think the performance was exceptional for the age they are. But to progress even further, they need to really sort of work on getting the shoulders out more and stretching those necks more to really sell the routine. I loved all the arm movements though. On the hybrids, they focused a lot on what we call airborne weights, so with 2 legs out of the water, holding and rotating, rather than doing sort of thrust type movements, which they didn't have any of those within the routine. They did have a lot of the rotations though, around level 5 to level 7. Acrobatic moves, very nice indeed, good variation. And this is the airborne weight that I was telling you about. It's good that they were travelling. Has to be a minimum of 1 meter, and then they get a bonus for that. Again, as they advance and build strength, it would be good to see some of those hybrids a bit higher. Very quickly into the acro moves and the stack. And very nice with the side raised pike with bent knee. So they wanted to show their potential to build confidence. They certainly did do that. Well done to their coaches, Claudio and Massimo Tapparelli. 19th at the World Championships last year with the senior team. So their coach's card had a degree difficulty of 26.55. So say it could have changed, but that's something to compare it with anyway when we see the final scores going up. Unlikely that they would have changed it too much because of the experience of their team. It's not ideal to make last-minute changes, which you find some of the coaches do right at the last minute. And swimmers love that. Not. I mean, I've seen some teams literally an hour before the competition starts making changes, and the athletes are well used to it. It's good for their head and the brain, and normally they pull it off as well. So Montpellier has been a fabulous location for this World Cup. So France was so excited to be hosting it. It moves to Egypt next weekend, before the super final in Spain at the beginning of June. And then this year, so many other competitions, the Asian Games, the European Games, the Pan Am Games. So all these continental championships often used for Olympic qualification, so very important to the athletes.
C'est pas facile pour eux d'attendre sur cette plage de départ. Ils se doivent valider évidemment les résultats.
Yeah, so I was saying about all the continental championships happening this year, and then the World Championships, so that will be a qualification for the Olympics in Doha in 2024. 216.6271. Fourth place at the moment. Slightly reduced on the degree difficulty. Provisional scores, remember, but they look very delighted with that. Big hugs from the coaches.
J'appelle l'équipe numéro 6, représentant Singapour. Introducing team number 6 from Singapore.
The team now representing Singapore, 11th in the technical event. Their theme is The Chosen One, music All Hands on Deck, and Our Destiny, Thomas Bergerson and Two Steps from Hell. The female team warriors. Very strong start on the first acro move. Very slick. Well rehearsed. Lovely shape with the balance, acrobatic move. Connection level 5 out of 6. Getting ready for an airborne jump. Two of their acrobatic moves are airborne. Actually 3 and 1 balance. But so far a very strong routine here from Singapore. The timing. Good angles. Well, it's the first time that I've seen that routine from Singapore. Another younger team. I have to say I was very impressed. You can see that they have been working incredibly hard to get the synchronization. There was good discipline in the team. The movements were very precise. A lot of hard work has gone into bringing that routine together. The musicality was good. It was very creative.
Claire Tan and Ryan Hong, Yvette Chong from Singapore.
Kept it energetic throughout the performance. The coach card had a starting point of 26.10. They obviously like the acrobatic moves, the airborne with the jump. They did 3 of those. But look at the height that she gets here. There I would have liked to have seen more height, especially with one leg out of the water. But timing on the whole, pretty good.
Elles se sont exprimées sur une musique intitulée American Dream du compositeur Thomas Bergersen.
So that routine was choreographed by Anastasia Goodsaver, coached by Miho Yoshida and Lee Ying, working for the Asian Games in China later this year.
Nous sommes malheureusement confrontés à un problème technique. Les résultats de cette équipe vous seront donnés
They were
ultérieurement.
female team warriors. They wanted to show fighting spirit and willpower. That certainly did come across. Stunning costumes as well. So currently in the first place, the team are from Israel with 357.9230.
Représentant le Canada. Introducing team number 7 from Canada.
So the scores for Singapore are going to be given a bit later. We're going to move straight on with the team from Canada. The theme of this routine is boxing. 9th in the technical program yesterday. Good difficulty of 2.05 for the first acro move. Very nice hybrid, good travel. Maximum number of movements, which means there's more than 30. Wonderful balance. Flexibility of the move as well from the performer. Fabulous interpretation. Wow, slightly moving backwards, but still managed to hold that.
Keep pushing!
Lovely connection, level 4. Maximum 6 levels for connection. Loving this hybrid. Slight error there.
Be small, fight, courage, confidence, and a can-do attitude.
Let's go!
That was a through support move on that acrobatic move. Just passing over the other one, the other swimmer. Wow, I was very impressed with that team from Canada. Really well swum. Loved the choreography. The boxing theme really came across. Plenty of unusual moves. Very strong, quite energetic. I could hear lots of shouting from the poolside to motivate them to get through to the end as best as they possibly could. You can see the two coaches standing there. Claudia Holzner, Gabor Zauder, also supported by Karin Dore in Canada. But also you saw the two alternates who were ready to step in right till the last moment. So they have to get ready as well. But what a fabulous routine this was. Good difficulty. Coach card was a 34.67. Swam so close together so they can then change patterns very, very quickly. And also get into these fabulous acrobatic moves as well. You can get bonus points for the pattern changes. They're simple or complex. But well done to all of the athletes. A very good job. Canada have a great history in the sport. Ranked 6th at the Junior World Championships, 4th at the Youth World Championships, both held last year. Canada hosted the Junior Worlds, did a fabulous job there. Canada, they qualified for the last Olympics, finishing 6th. Scores will be given later.
The scores for Singapore team for elements 159.1938.
This was the previous team.
102.75. Routine score 261.9438.
So an excellent score there for Singapore. 261.9148, I think it was. And well deserved.
The score for the Canadian team will be given later.
So we're going to move on to the next team, and the score for Canada will then be given.
J'appelle l'équipe numéro 8 représentant le Japon. Introducing team number 8 from Japan.
Now, the team from Japan, coach card had a massive degree difficulty of 40.75. They are normally so creative. I am really looking forward to seeing this. They came first at the World Cup recently. This is chess. They want to express the movement of chess pieces in the water. Oh, the height. Absolutely incredible. And into a very difficult free hybrid. Traveling maximum time underwater and more than 30 moves. Wonderful. And now their second very long free hybrid. Incredible synchronization. Pattern changes. Brilliant. Stunning. Caught beautifully. So much originality. What a wonderful way to get into that straight line. Back pike. 1.5 rotations. Superb musicality. Changes of direction on these rotations. Adds to difficulty. So quickly into it. Very slight timing error. Absolutely brilliant. An incredible performance there from Japan. What an impressive team that is. We knew it was going to be good, but that is amazing. So much difficulty. As I say, 40.75 was on their original coach card. Obviously it will be reviewed, but it looked pretty faultless to me. Just a few little synchronization errors, but on the whole, absolutely brilliant team. A team that you could watch over and over again. Second in the technical program yesterday, but that really was a fantastic demonstration of team free swimming in artistic swimming. I am so in awe of these athletes. Their aim is to medal in all events at the World Championships in Fukuoka in July. They have 4 Olympians from Tokyo still in the team and 4 new athletes, coached by Takako Nakahima. Second year that she has been there. So their score when they swam in Markham recently was 353.4208. I feel it will even be higher than that. Second at the Junior World Championships last year. Current World Youth Champions in the team. It's a different team, different members.
Je pense que vous avez compris le thème de leur ballet, le jeu d'échecs.
So we wait to see if we get these scores for China. Sorry, for Canada. But that completes the routines that we are actually going to be watching in this team-free competition at this World Cup for artistic swimming.
Les résultats du ballet précédent, l'équipe du Canada. For the team from Canada, score for elements 199.1479. For artistic impression, 115.1. Routine score 314.2479. Voici les scores.
So the score for Canada, 314.2479.
1479. Le score de l'impression artistique, 115 points 1000. Le score total, 314 points 2479. In a few minutes, we have the score.
I really enjoyed the team very much indeed.
Dans quelques instants, nous pourrons vous annoncer le score de la dernière équipe du Japon. We remind you that the results become official only after penalties and technical reviews done by the referee necessary.
Yeah, an important reminder there that all of these scores are provisional. They're not yet final. They need to be reviewed by the technical guys and the referee. Just the scores for Japan. Because the scores need to be reviewed, the podium, the medalists won't be receiving their medals just yet. But for them, the hard work is done anyway. So currently, lying in first place is the team from Israel, followed by Italy.
Ensuite, on vous donnera rendez-vous cet après-midi pour les duos mix libre et en fin d'après-midi, en début de soirée, évidemment pour les acrobatiques.
Kazakhstan lying third place at the moment, but I feel sure that Japan are going to be coming in with a very high score indeed. They all need to be ratified. They are only provisional at the moment.
Également le gala à l'issue de la compétition, le gala, cette grande fête de cette étape de Coupe du Monde à partir de 19h30.
So later today we have the mixed free duet that starts at 2:30 Central European time. And then we have the acrobatic, that's teams as well, and that's sensational to watch. It's new this year, but that will be starting at 5:15 Central European time, before we have the gala this evening at 19:30, 7:30 this evening, CET. And now the scores for Japan.
Score for the last routine of the session for Japan, element 268.3896, artistic impression 123.2, routine score 391.5896.
391.5896, a massive improvement on their score from the last World Cup a few weeks ago, and well deserved. Very, very impressive indeed. Incredibly difficult routine, but well executed, but still had all the artistry as well. So the scores will be ratified, but at the moment it looks like Japan taking the gold, followed by Israel the silver, Italy the bronze, but those are provisional rankings, they haven't been confirmed yet.
This was the last routine of the session. We would like to thank the judges for their diligent work. Judges who made it easy.
So yeah, thanking the judges for all of their hard work, as always.
L'ensemble des juges de cette épreuve, l'ensemble des bénévoles, la ville de Montpellier, la métropole de Montpellier, la Ligue d'Occitanie de natation et la région d'Occitanie. Applaudissements, messieurs, dames, s'il vous plaît.
Please do join us later for the mixed free duets, as I say, 2:30 Central European time. The acrobatics, 17:15, so 5:15, and then the gala this evening at 7:30. As we have a look at some of the highlights from today's Team Free programme. But from Andrea Holland, it's goodbye for now.
Nous vous informons que la cérémonie protocolaire de cette épreuve des ballets libres aura lieu après l'épreuve des ballets acrobatiques cet après-midi. Merci. The medal ceremony for this event will be after the acrobatic routine this afternoon.
Allez, voilà donc la cérémonie protocolaire qui nous a été confirmée donc à l'issue de l'épreuve des acrobatiques. Ce sera ce soir en fin de journée, juste avant le gala. Un petit message, messieurs, dames, évidemment, si vous souhaitez aller déjeuner en extérieur, c'est évidemment possible. Si vous souhaitez rester dans les tribunes, c'est également possible. En revanche, il sera interdit de déjeuner dans les tribunes. Merci de votre compréhension, messieurs, dames. Et sur l'écran géant, messieurs, dames, les vidéos des partenaires. À suivre la vidéo Make Up Forever, partenaire beauté pour la Fédération française de natation. Également centre Make Up Forever à votre disposition avec une remise exceptionnelle de 50% sur l'ensemble de la gamme exposée ici à Montpellier. Et je vous invite, messieurs, dames, à aller peut-être réviser la gamme Make Up Forever, parce que cet après-midi, nous proposerons évidemment des animations Make Up Forever que qui auront pour objet de deviner l'indispensable make-up d'une des nageuses, donc peut-être aller réviser les produits ostentatoires.
Acrobatic moves we see at all levels. Good timing. Absolutely superb. And amazing flexibility, great balance. Incredible right at the end there. Lovely pictures of slow motion here.